So I will briefly go over part C and D, which you will still be using the information that you gathered from part A and the part 3 section of the city of Smithville. So essentially, you need to be able to understand how to create a schedule of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balances. If you don't know, look it up, do some research, or look at a textbook. You should be able to find it. It shouldn't be too easy. I'm just going to go over a few things. So the budgeted numbers you're going to find are going to be over here on the estimated section numbers that you gathered again from part A. These are the numbers you're going to be using for the budgeted section. For the budgeted section for expenditures, you're going to be using the appropriation numbers right here. Okay, so again, these numbers right here are going to match these numbers right here. Same thing for estimated, are going to match right here and right here with these two columns. You're going to add them up, and you're going to get your numbers, total revenues there, estimated, and you get your total estimated expenditures right there. Then you're going to take the actual amounts, which is the revenues section right here. These are the actual amounts you will be using. And for expenditures, these are the actual amounts you will be using. Transfer them over to the actual amounts, and you'll see right here, pretty self-explanatory. You add up all the revenues and you add up all the expenditures, and you get your numbers. Okay, your variances is the difference between final and actual amounts, which I've already calculated there for you. Same thing for expenditures. You do those numbers there. The final total variance at the end should be 34,605 over expenses over revenues. So this is important to note. This is also one of your key components to know that you're in the right direction if you're doing this right. Then the only other important part that you need to take away from here is that your fund balance at the end of the year should be 448,745, which you got from Part B. This 86,500 is again from Part B. This is the total change in fund balance throughout the year. You add that to the difference between revenues and expenditures, and you get once you add this number to this number, you add that total number to this, and you get your change in fund balance for December 31st. So that is part C. The last part, part D, is very simple. You take the expenditures for 2020 budgetary basis, which is the actual amount, as you can see right here, and you subtract that from your encumbrances outstanding. Your encumbrances outstanding can be found from your cities of Smithville, reports, trial balances, post-closing trial balance. You will find, if you scroll to the bottom, $65,065. You cannot see what I just did, but you will find it there on the post-closing trial balance. You subtract that from your budgetary basis, and then you get the GAAP budgetary basis at the end of the year of 2020. And that is part C and D.